Okay, so is it visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So yesterday we discussed up to that window comparator and all that by using op-amp, is it? So today we'll see the another device that we can say it's a very versatile device and it can be used to generate that pulses, and it will be again useful to trigger that transistor or MOSFET or BJT or IGBT, which is used in that SMPS circuit as a switching element. Okay. So basically, again, the use of this IC 555, we will going on to discuss regarding the generation of pulses. Okay, get pulses to that MOSFET. So this IC 555, its name is given as 555 because there are total 5 kilo ohm resistors which are used, 5 kilo ohm resistors which are used to generate the reference voltage for the comparator circuit, which is designed in that IC 555. I will just show you. This is the block diagram of IC 555, and you will observe there are 3 resistors connected in series. See, and it is powered by that VCC. Again, that VCC range, it is given in the data sheet of that particular device because so many are there, not only this 555. So according to that IC number, that VCC range, it is provided by the manufacturer.
Sir?
Yes? Yes, yes.
अच्छा आवाज ब्रेक होतोय मध्ये खूप.
Break होतोय?
आवाज ब्रेक होतोय.
Is it okay now? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So see, for this IC 555, why it is named as 555? Because there are 3 5 kilo ohm resistors connected in series between VCC and the ground. Okay. And I mentioned that point, these resistors are used to generate the reference voltage for the 2 different comparators. Okay. So see, again, you will observe these 2 are the comparators inside that IC 555, which is designed and developed by using various transistors, and the type of that transistor which are used in that IC 555 also decides its various numbers, we can say. Okay. So you will observe for this first comparator, the non-inverting terminal, it is connected at the node, right? So how much will be the reference voltage for comparator 1? And that will be fixed. As we are saying, reference voltage, it should remain fixed. And why it will remain fixed? Because this is the VCC, which is a DC source, which is connected to that 3 5 kilo ohm series resistors with respect to ground, right? And during our prerequisite, already I explained how the resistors are to be used as a secondary voltage source. If you recall, then the same thing you will going on to observe in this case also. For first comparator, its non-inverting terminal, it is connected over here. So how much will be the reference voltage for first comparator? It will be equals to VCC, applied VCC, that may vary from we can say 8 volt to 15 volts. Okay, that VCC applied, DC voltage applied into 5 kilo ohm. With respect to ground, we have to measure this load voltage, right? So VCC into 5K divided by 15K, 1/5. I don't know about all these 3 resistors, is it? So that much will be the reference voltage over here in this case. So how much it will be? It will be 1/3 VCC. Are you agree with this? The reference voltage
Yes, sir.
generated by using
Yes,
these 3
sir.
resistors for first comparator, which is applied to the non-inverting terminal, it will be equals to 1/3 VCC. Is it? So the value of that reference voltage, it will be dependent on how much VCC we are applying to this IC 555. Correct? That means we'll take one example. If that VCC used is of 12 volt, DC voltage of 12 volt, then for the first comparator, the reference voltage will be equals to 4 volts because it is 1 by 3 times of VCC. How it is 1 by 3 times of VCC? If you apply that voltage divider rule, in this case, you will observe the voltage at the node or first comparator, which is connected to its non-inverting terminal, it will be equals to how much? Applied VCC into 5K divided by total resistance, and that is 15K. So 5K divided by 15K, it will be 1 by 3, and that VCC will remain as it is. So the reference voltage will be 1 by 3 times of VCC. And hence, if we take the example of 12 volt VCC, then the reference voltage for first comparator, it will be of 4 volts. Is it? So just remember it whenever we will be going to discuss its application as a stable multi-vibrator. Over there, you have to apply the same logic. Okay, and that's why I explain it. Similarly, for second comparator, its inverting terminal is connected to this node, first two resistors. The node formed by first two resistors. Is it? See that inverting terminal is connected to that node. Now, how much it will be? That reference voltage, will it be same as that of first comparator or different?
2/3 of VCC.
Yes, very nice. It will be 2/3 of VCC. How it will be 2/3 of VCC? See, this node voltage, it will be equals to VCC into these two resistors, 5K plus 5K, right? So it will be 10K. VCC into 10K and divided by 15K. Is it? So 10 by 15, it is nothing but 2 by 3. And that VCC again as it is. So if we taken the example of again the same VCC, that is 12 volt, then for second comparator, the reference voltage will be 12 into 2 divided by 3. Is it? So it will be of 8 volts. It will get double as compared to first comparator. Agree with this? Then there is inbuilt flip-flop, then output driver stage, improve the output current capacity, or we can say the sourcing capacity of this device. And how these remaining pins are used, that also we will discuss whenever we will study about its application as a stable multi-vibrator. Okay. So see, that first point, as 3 5 kilo ohm resistors are used for this IC, that's why it is known as IC 555. Okay. It is available in basic form with the 8-pin DIP package, okay, which is almost consists of almost 25 transistors. Now you may get confused why it mentioned as 25 transistors. If you observe the block diagram, in this block diagram there is only one transistor, that NPN transistor, which is connected to pin number 1, that is grounded, right? It's the emitter terminal, and collector is given to the discharge terminal of that IC. So why it is mentioned? What you think? Why it is mentioned as 25 transistors in block diagram?
So
Yes.
the transistors
Yes.
the transistors inside the op amp.
Okay, very nice. So see, whatever comparators are shown, this is not a device, remember. Okay, comparator, it is not a device. It is built by using various devices. And that various devices means what? We can say a number of transistors plus diodes, etc., resistors, etc. Alright. Similarly, this flip-flop, you might have studied in detail about this SR flip-flop, right now in digital electronics during your second year. Again, what is flip-flop? It is nothing but a device which is built by using various electronic components like transistors and all that. Correct? Similarly, output driver stage. In this stage also, mostly collector configuration, that is CC configuration, you might have studied it during first year. When the BJT is used in CC configuration, then it we can say the voltage gain, it is unity, maximum equals to unity, but its current gain is very high. Current gain high means what? Its output current, it is very high as compared to applied input current. Correct? So remember, mostly that output driver stages are basically designed and developed by using that CC configuration, or you might have heard about that configuration that is known as a Darlington pair by using the two transistors. Okay. Similarly, if the MOSFET is preferred, or if this is CMOS based device, then in that output driver stage, CD configuration, that is common drain configuration for that MOSFET is preferred, which having the somewhat large current gain and voltage gain almost equals to unity. Okay. So basically all these devices are built by using the transistors, and that's why it is mentioned almost 25 transistors are there, 2 diodes and about 16 resistors arranged to form 2 comparators, then flip-flop and high current output stage. Okay. Similar to the IC555 in the market, another timer oscillator IC is also available, and that is known as NE556. Okay, you just note down these numbers and you can search their data sheets and just go through it. Okay. NE556, it is a combination of 2 Intel IC555. So it is of 15 pin, again dual inline package. Then these ICs like IC555, the ICs may be available in CMOS, and that's why it is mentioned low power. What is the advantage of CMOS devices over the bipolar? Their operating voltage or operating power, it is very low as compared to that bipolar device base. Okay, so that ICs are available with these two numbers like 7555 and LMC555, which uses MOSFET transistors inside of that IC. Okay, and then the applications of IC555, as we know, this IC can generate or we can use this IC in various configurations. You already studied it during your first year basic electronics course, that is IC555 as a monostable multi-vibrator, then bistable multi-vibrator, astable multi-vibrator, etc. Is it? So they, by using either monostable or this astable, we can use this IC as a delay timers, pulse generation, then LED and lamp flashers, alarm tone generations, then logic clocks, frequency division, power supplies and converters, etc. So in fact, any circuit that requires some form of time control, I mentioned this line here, what in fact any circuit that requires some form of time control, that means just like a PWM we can say. So the list is endless. Okay, we will discuss about the application of that IC555. So before going to that, I will just highlight the limitations as well as how to use that various pins for this 555. Okay, so this pin number 1, it is grounded pin. Okay, 0 volt supply rail, it should get connected to 0 volt supply rail. Then pin number 2, which is mentioned as a trigger pin, the negative input to comparator number 1, that is for first comparator, you will observe its inverting terminal, it is connected to trigger pin. Okay, so the negative input to comparator pin number 1, that first comparator, negative pulse on this pin sets the internal flip-flop when the voltage drops below 1 of VCC, causing the output to switch from low to high state. Now see what is mean by that switching of the output from low to high state. Okay, there is one flip-flop, and again it is mentioned particularly 1/3 of VCC. See, when the voltage drops below 1/3 of VCC, causing the output to switch from low to high state. What is the meaning of that? See, already I mentioned it's non-inverting terminal for first comparator. It is at 1/3 of VCC, is it? And that fixed voltage, reference voltage, we are comparing with what? Whatever the signal or whatever the voltage level is applied to this trigger pin, is it? So when that voltage drops below 1/3 of VCC, that means which is applied to this trigger pin, it flip-flop or the it will be going to cause the output to switch from low to high state for this flip-flop. Okay. Similarly, the next pin, that is pin number 3, it is the output pin. Already told that output drive voltage, it is connected to pin number 3. So it is capable, see, sourcing or syncing up to 200 milliamperes of current. This is also very important whenever you are driving any load. Suppose you have to drive the LED, light emitting diode directly. Just you have to turn on and turn off. First of all, think that can we connect that LED directly to the output terminal of this IC555? So how you will determine, how you will decide it, that load shall we directly connect to the output pin or not? And that will get decided by the sourcing or syncing capacity, current sourcing capacity of this, of that selected device. So in this case, that sourcing capacity or syncing current capacity, it is given as a 200 milliampere, and its output voltage, it will be almost 5 volts, right? So the driver output stage will be able to produce the output as 5 volt with maximum current capacity as a 200 milliampere. If you try to connect the load, suppose which requires the DC voltage of 5 volt, but its current requirement is we can 500 milliamperes, then this IC will be able to work in loading condition. So you can't connect such type of load, but you can connect the LED. As you know, LED, that 5 mm LED can consume maximum current up to 80 milliamperes or can be operated up to 80 milliamperes. So you can directly connect LED to the output stage. But if there is another kind of load like a DC motor which requires 5 volt and its current requirement is of 500 milliampere. So if you try to connect it directly at the output stage of this IC555, then that motor will start to drive, but it will go on to consume the current of 500 milliampere. That is its requirement. But its sourcing capacity of 555 is only 200 milliamp as per the data sheet or the specifications given in the data sheet. So this IC will be able to operate on loading condition and it will be able to damage. Okay. So in that case, you have to use somewhat coupling components. Okay, like a transistor, and then by using transistor and that DC motor or the load having somewhat high current rating, you can connect in series with that transistor, or you can use relay and all that. So many components we can use to boost the current requirement. Okay. So output voltage at an output voltage equals to approximately VCC minus 1.5. Okay. See, this TTL output, it will be 5 volt. Whatever I told, it will be almost equal to 5, but it will depend on how much VCC you are applying. If that VCC is again the same, that is 12 volt, then the output available, it will be 12 minus 1.5. So it will be 13.5. Okay. That's why here it is mentioned. So small speakers, LEDs or motors can be connected directly to the output. Now, motor word, it is mentioned in general. Okay. But it is not like that. Any motor we can connect. You have to check how much is the current requirement of that motor or maximum the consumption of that motor. Then you can connect it directly to its output terminal. Okay. Then pin number 4, that is reset pin. This pin is used to reset the internal flip-flop controlling the state of the output. That is either logic low to high or high to low. Okay. This is an active low input and is generally connected to logic 1 level when not used to prevent any unwanted resetting of the output. Okay. Then the control voltage, this pin controls, that is pin number 5. This pin controls the timing of IC555 by overriding the 2x3 VCC. Okay, so that control voltage you will observe where it is connected. It is connected to the again same inverting pin of that second comparator. Already there is 2x3 VCC voltage available, and we are overriding control voltage on that 2x3 VCC. Right. So if that controlling voltage is positive, then we can say the voltage available at the inverting terminal of that second comparator, it will be 2 by 3 VCC plus the amplitude of this control voltage, is it? So it gets override on that. How actually it works, that also we will discuss, and each and everything, it will be very clear whenever we will study about that stable vibrator. Okay. Again, one more thing, few components, external components which are to be used in any with that selected component or that IC. Few components are mentioned by the manufacturer. Similarly, in this case also, you will observe when not used, it is connected to ground via a 10 nanofarad capacitor to eliminate any noise. So these things you have to remember while designing and developing that application by using such type of devices. Okay. Then pin number 6, it is threshold. Where it is connected, you will observe that threshold pin is connected to the non-inverting terminal of second comparator. Okay. So you will get clear idea of why it is titled as threshold, right? Because threshold, it will go on to compare with the DC voltage available at the inverting pin of that second comparator. Okay. So the positive input to comparator 2, it provides a positive input to second comparator. That is the meaning. Okay. This pin is used to set the flip-flops when the voltage applied to it exceeds 2 by 3 VCC, causing the output to switch from high to low state. Now remember, you already studied about the various states for that flip-flops. That means when the conditions are like 0, 0, that is S and R, then 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1, is it? Accordingly, the Q bar of that flip-flop, it gets decided, either 0 or 1 or not defined, correct? And that red pin, it is again connected, that is pin number 4, it is connected to the output of that flip-flop. Whenever we will go on to connect it to the ground permanently, that means there will be a level 0, right? And according to the conditions of that S and R, the flip-flop output will be either low or low or high. That means output will be either 0 volt or that almost equals to VCC. Right. See again, that second point is mentioned for this threshold. This pin connects directly to the RC timing circuit. How that RC timing circuit is used, that also we will discuss in that application. Then the discharge. The discharge pin is connected directly to the collector of an internal NPN transistor, which is used to discharge the timing capacitor. That means whatever RC or timing circuit we will want to use, okay, with that threshold and that discharge. So that discharge pin, it is used to discharge the capacitor to ground when the output at pin switches to low, right? That means whenever we are expecting output to be low, at the same time, whatever that timing capacitor is used externally, it should also get to 0. Okay. So that discharge pin is connected to that timing switch, that also we will see. Okay. And the last one, that is supply voltage, that is plus VCC. So it mentioned as for this TTL 12 timer, it should be in between 4.5 volts to 15 volts. This VCC can apply from 4.5 to 15. So I taken these values from its data sheet. Okay. So again we'll see the one of the example as a PWM generator, how it generates that PWM. See, suppose we supply a 50 Hz square wave at pin number 2. That pin number 2 is nothing but what? It is a trigger. You will observe that. Okay. So 50 Hz square wave at pin number 2 and a constant volt at pin number 5. Pin number 5, that is nothing but control voltage. So see, we are applying two signals to the both comparators. One is, that is to trigger pin number 2, we are applying a square wave of 50 Hz and a control voltage constant of 12 volt to the second comparator is inverting terminal, right? So that 12 volt plus 2 by 3 VCC, that will be the voltage available at the inverting pin of second comparator. Okay. So if we apply it like this, then it will result at the output a PWM with an RMS of 12 volt and a frequency of 50 Hz. Okay. For using the RMS, we just need to lower the voltage at pin number 5. If we want to promote low RMS voltage, less than 12 volt RMS, then what we have to do, we have to apply this control voltage somewhat less than 12. That means the RMS value, that output, that will be dependent on the level of control voltage. Because the inverting pin of that second comparator, it is powered by that control voltage, fixed control voltage, plus 2/3 of VCC. Okay. So it is mentioned, if we vary it, the resultant will be a variant then PWM with varying RMS value. So if the varying RMS is applied to a MOSFET driver stage at the output, any load that is supported by the MOSFET will also respond with corresponding varying high and low results. We'll see it how that IC555 generates that logic low and high levels. Okay. So if a mode is connected to the MOSFET, it will respond with varying speed, because see, if we change the controlling voltage, it will be able to change what RMS value is it, and it will be able to change the output level also. Okay. So if that output level gets changed, level means what? Its peak amplitude. Okay. So it will be able to vary the speed of that motor also. Okay. A lamp with varying light intensity, while an inverter with modified sine wave equivalence, etc. So type of configuration is used for this type of applications, like varying the speed of motor, then lamp with varying light intensity, as well as in inverters. And now this is the one of the best application of that IC555. So is it visible to all properly? May I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now concentrate on this application. So see, just a minute. I will just copy that previous pin configuration. It will paste over here so that it will be somewhat more clear to you. Okay. So see, two resistors R1 and R2 are connected to VCC, then pin number 7. Actual this circuit diagram, it is provided by the manufacturer. Whenever you want to configure this IC555 with this circuit diagram, then it will be able to work as a stable multi-vibrator. How it works, that we have to discuss now. Okay. So see, the pin number 6, that is threshold, where it is connected to the capacitor, and charging rate of this capacitor C1 will get decided by resistors R1 and R2, because a series combination of R1 and R2, it is connected to that VCC. Okay. So here this charging of capacitor is shown with the time period of T1. Okay. And these are the standard formulas to decide the charging rate of that capacitor. So that T1, that is nothing but charging of capacitor, is equals to 0.690 in bracket R1 plus R2 into C. Correct? So the values of R1 and R2, it will be able to decide, we can say, as well as the value of this capacitor also, it will be able to decide the charging time of that C1 capacitor. Okay. Similarly, the same term is connected to trigger pin also. To see, to pin number 2 and pin number 6, the same potential which is stored by the capacitor C1, it is applied. Okay. Now we'll see how it will be going to work exactly. Right. As trigger pin is power, that is first comparator, and its inverting terminal, it is connected to trigger pin, where that trigger pin is connected, again is connected to capacitor. Means we are comparing, by this first comparator, we are comparing two voltage levels. One is 1/3 VCC, which is fixed, and another one is what? The charge stored by capacitor. The charge stored by capacitor, it will be going to increase as shown. correct? Exponentially. It will go on to increase or it will go on to charge exponentially like this. So see, in this diagram also you will observe when the charge stored by capacitor is less than 1/3 of VCC, right? When the charge stored by this capacitor C1 is less than 1/3 of VCC, then what will be the output of first comparator? When the charge stored by capacitor C1 is less than 1/3 of VCC, the output of comparator will be positive. Are you agree with this?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, the threshold pin, it is also connected to the same capacitor, and that threshold, it is connected to the non-inverting terminal of second comparator. Correct? Now we'll take the same example. That means charge stored by C1, if it is less than now 2/3 of VCC. Is it? See, we consider first case, charge stored by capacitor is less than 1/3 of VCC. Correct? So it will be surely less than 2/3 of VCC. Are you agree with this? 2/3 of VCC is greater than 1/3 of VCC. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right now, you just take the example if VCC, okay, we'll check it. Take that VCC equals to suppose 12. Okay. Then for the first comparator non-inverting terminal, how much will be the reference voltage? It will be equals to 1/3 of 12, and that is equals to 4 volts. Okay. At the same time, by taking the same VCC, that is 12 volts, how much will be the reference voltage available to the second comparator and its inverting terminal? It will be equals to 8 volt. Agree? And what we are considering? We are considering the potential stored, charge stored by capacitor C1 if it is less than 1/3 of VCC. So it will be surely less than 2/3 of VCC. Are you agree with this? That means for second comparator, what will be its output? Threshold voltage, it is less positive as compared to at its inverting terminal. Correct? So its output will be negative. We'll consider that as 0. That means the ER flip-flop conditions are like 1, 0. Okay? And hence the output of that SR flip-flop will be 0, which is applied to the driver stage, and that's why the output of that driver stage will be 0. You will observe whenever, just a minute, during time period T1, okay, not like that. See, SR flip-flop output will be logic high. I don't know that truth table, we can say, for that flip-flop, but as per the shown thing here, I can say whenever the S condition will be 1 and R condition will be 0, the output of that flip-flop, it will be 1. And that means the output of this driver stage, it will be high. See, here it is shown during time charging time of capacitor, the output voltage, it is at logical level. Is it? And whenever capacitor voltage will reach to 2/3 of VCC, okay, or even whenever, first of all, we consider whenever that capacitor voltage will reach to 1/3 of VCC, then the first comparator output will become 0. Now the conditions are 0, 0. Yes, our conditions are 0, 0. Later on, whenever capacitor voltage will increase beyond 1/3 of VCC, that means the first comparator output, it will remain 0, while already the second comparator output is already 0. So for 0, 0 condition, still that output of this driver stage, it will remain to logic high. You just pray for that SR flip-flop, you just do it in detail, you will get clear idea. Okay? Then the last condition is when that capacitor voltage will reach to 2/3 of VCC, okay, which is applied to the threshold terminal. That means whenever its non-inverting terminal of second comparator will reach to equals to the potential available at inverting. The output will become 0, and later on immediately that capacitor will start to discharge. Okay, when that capacitor will start to discharge, the output of this flip flop will get changed to 0. Is it? So you will observe the capacitor voltage, it will always remain between 1/3 of VCC to 2/3 of VCC. It never goes to 0. And during the charging time of that capacitor, just remember, in this case, during the charging time of capacitor, we have the output as logic high, and during discharging time, we will get the output as logic 0. Okay? You will observe the charging of the capacitor, it will be dependent on R1 and R2, while the discharging of that capacitor, it will depend on only R2. Because that R2 is connected to discharge pin here. Whenever that discharge will start, that means the energy stored by capacitor, it will get discharged through this transistor to the ground, NPN transistor. Okay? Are you getting it? And when that transistor will get turned on, whenever the flip-flop output will be logic high. See, because its test terminal is connected to the output of flip-flop. Okay. So whenever it will be high, that means transistor will get turned on. Whenever it will get turned on, that means we can see the capacitor will start to discharge to transistor to ground. Correct? That means this positive terminal, suppose we consider this one as a positive plate of the capacitor, it will start to discharge like this through R2, through discharge pin, that is pin number 7, and that means through transistor, that inbuilt transistor, NP, to pin number 1. Pin number 1 is nothing but ground pin. That means the discharging of that capacitor, it will totally dependent on the value of R2. While it's charging, it is totally dependent on combination of R1 and R2. Is it clear now? And hence the total oscillator cycle time, it is given as T1 T2, and that is equal to, you have to remember this formula. Capital T equals to 0.693 in bracket R1 plus twice of R2 into C. If you just add these two, you will get this formula. Is it okay now? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so I will give one assignment based on this IC 555. You have to generate, now we'll generate 10 kilohertz, just note down it, generate 10 kilohertz frequency pulses, 10 kilohertz frequency pulses with 10 kilo means how much will be T, capital T, just calculate it, 25, is it 25 milliseconds? How much?
So time period, na?
Capital T.
So it will be 0.01 millisecond, na?
Reciprocal of 10K, 10 kilohertz.
Yes.
How much it is?
0.01 millisecond.
0.01 milli. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It is of 0.01 millisecond. Okay. So first of all, see, you have to manage first part of this assignment, first task, that small t1 equals to small t2. Accordingly, you have to select the values of that R1, R2 and C1. Okay. And second case, T2, it should be equals to twice of T1. First case, T1 equals to T2. Try for this one. Is it possible or not? And go for the next task, that T2, that means off period. it should be twice of on period. That means T on of the octane pulses, it should be half of T off. Is it okay? We just take the screenshot of the shown slide and these formulas and the shown circuitry, it will be helpful to you to complete these two tasks. By using IC 555, generate the DC pulses with 10 kilohertz frequency with T on, first case with T on equals to T off, that means 50% duty cycle, we can say. And second one, T2 equals to twice of T1, that means T off should be equals to twice of T on. Okay, so this is the task we just try to generate by using all this discussion and the shown slide. Is it okay now? Yes or no? Okay, the next topic is
Yes, sir.
that is the design steps of high frequency transformer. But I think our time is also over, so we'll discuss on this next topic, that is how that high frequency transformer is designed and developed. It is somewhat just like our conventional transformer, but the material used is somewhat different, mostly ferrite core material. And what is its, we can say, features over the conventional, that also I will explain during the next lecture. Okay, so we'll stop